if you see how God introduces himself from Old Testament right to New, he introduces himself as a father of tribes. He doesn't just appear to you and tell you that I am God. He will always tell you, I am the God of your fathers, this. He's identifying you with the lineage. And if he wants to take somebody from under the government of the God of this world and put under his government, he will put that person under a tribal chief, under a lineage. And then you see Rahab, a prostitute, a professional prostitute, but she has sense. She sees that tribe that God is working with, our tribe, God is not with, it's under the government of the God of this world. But that tribe that God is with, is moving with, is working with, they are going to come and possess our own tribe, our own land, cities. And when they come to possess, they will kill us. Their God will kill us. So I can migrate. I can move from where I am to that. And how do I move? By consulting the tribal representatives to sign a treaty with me. And then I become theirs. And just by signing that treaty, by her showing kindness and requesting for that covenant relationship, they gave her just a mantle. And by a mantle, the God of that tribe recognized her. Not that she was righteous, she was still a prostitute. So when they were coming, as they sang round the cities, the walls of Jericho, they sang round the walls of Jericho, and angels and the power of God began to destroy the walls. Where that mantle was standing, it could not be destroyed because there was a covenant. Because there was what? A covenant made by humans. So that's how she joined now. Now you come now to read the first books of Matthew and the first verses of Matthew and those gospels. You see now they are talking about the genealogy of Jesus Christ. They mentioned Rahab there, and they mentioned 3 other women who were never part of Judah, who were never part of Israel. They are strangers. All right, because they entered into a covenant with tribal chiefs, they were adopted into Mount Zion, and they were adopted into Mount Zion through a tribe. Is somebody understand what I'm saying? So that thing Rahab did made her one of the great grandmothers of Jesus Christ, put her in the genealogy of Jesus Christ that will be born later. Just that action of engaging a covenant relationship with tribal chiefs. That's why I said that if I was not a general overseer, if I want to belong to a church, I find out the roots, how that church started. There are clans and there are tribes that started out of frustration, that started out of greed, that started out of infighting, that started out of trying to prove a point, that started out of rebellion, that started out of grief, that heaven has not recognized that tribe. You keep on having calamities, but you're reading Bible, you're praying. There are tribes you should run away from. You see, maybe the reason you have limitations in your life is that you are just a child of God, you're just a citizen of heaven. You don't yet have a tribe. And if you have a tribe, you will represent that tribe fully. So ask your neighbor, do you have a tribe? And do you have a covenant relationship with the tribal chief?